Hello, everyone. Nathaniel here from the Real Estate Deal Lab. Just getting everything situated here. We're 1 minute. It's 7:59. Give me a few minutes and get this thing logged in. We are working it out here. Thank you for joining.
You know, I know the Lord so
All right, we're just gonna get right into it right now as we lower this down. Welcome to the Real Estate Deal Lab yet again as we get everything situated. We're here now. All right. So we're going to go a little bit about rentals. Okay. Now you know how to find properties at the distress and the discount. You know now how to find them on the MLS. You know how to find them on the property appraiser. Get them at a discount so you can be able to rent them for income. So if that is what you're one of the greatest ways, period, in order to make extra income. And let me tell you, while you're doing, even if you're just doing flips, definitely get in. Hey, Justin, welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's up? How's it going?
Very good, very good. Welcome to the Real Estate Deal Lab. As you know, my name is Nathaniel, and I'm a real estate investor, fixed flip, new construction. Please don't mind my voice is a little hoarse right now, a little under the weather, but we're gonna get it going. Today we're going to discuss a little bit about rentals and how you can be able to make some cash flow through rentals. You found a property, now you need to know how much you could list it for or rent it out for. One of the first things that you can do is look up rent data. Rent data is amazing. No matter where you are, you can be able to look up your city or the municipality, wherever you own the properties, on rentdata.com, and you can look up all of the different rental rates for 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and more. Very good when you're looking at investing in a certain area. You need to know that you're going to get paid for this. Okay. So I love using rent data. There's other websites as well. All right. I'm going to post a lot of those in there. But rent data is one of the quickest ways to find out what something is supposed to rent for. All right. You need to also have, when you're doing this, a steady flow of traffic. So you need to take some really, really good pictures when you're going to send these properties out to be rented. Take some really good pictures and pay attention to details. Nowadays, it's not the time to play around because a lot of houses are sitting on the market, not rented. However, if you price it aggressively and you pay attention to the small details, you'll be able to get a rental, all right? And a good tenant. So that's what this is all about right now. I'm going to pull up the agenda. The agenda will also be in the Real Estate Deal Lab, so you definitely want to join in that because, again, it will give you a lot more of the tutorials and a lot of the information that I've acquired over these lot of years, and also my team has acquired in order to know how to rent, who to rent to, and what to price the rentals at. Okay. All right, let me pull this thing up here. Terrell, welcome. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome. We got Justin, Terrell, Nicole, Everybody that's logged in, I'm thankful that you're here because I'm here to drop the knowledge, okay?
All right.
And I'm a little under the weather, but it doesn't matter. We're here, all right? I love this thing. As you can see, I light up every time. I light up when I talk about real estate because this is opportunities that everyone can take advantage of if you just have the right community, the team, the knowledge, the skill, and that network, okay? So we're going to go right into it again. You need to know how to find discounted properties. Again, let's go back to the very beginning. Finding a discounted property will make sure that you have a good rental. You don't have to worry about vacancies when the mortgage is very low, okay? You don't have to worry about it when you got it on the upside. You can wait and take your time to choose the right tenant. Right now, I have a room to rent, a few rooms in a house, but I bought the property so good that I can say, all right, I could pay that mortgage this year. I don't have to worry about a tenant. I want to pick the right tenant. And that is where you want to be always. Picking the right person, taking your time to pick the right person. Okay? That's how you always have cash flow, right? I mean, people have to pay 3 times the rent to get into an apartment anyway or a house anyway, right? But that is no money when you start to, rent to other people and you say, wait a minute, they paid $3,000, $3,500, $5,000, but then they made a mess and I had to evict them. And now that costs $7,000. Now it costs all this repair money, right? So you pick them right the first time. You pick the discounted property right the first time. You mitigate those risks, right? Having a steady flow of tenants, right? That's what we're going to talk about as well. Can't harp enough. I mean, having
Daniel,
right.
there might be some background noise. I don't know if it's from you or from Nicole.
Hold on 1 second.
You got a party going on over there?
No party. There's a meeting next to us though, but no party
Gotcha.
yet.
Nice. Okay.
Let me see if you have your speaker, your microphone on, Nicole, you could mute it. Let me see if she's okay. Good. Yeah, and I apologize if it's a little bit a little noisy. Can you
Oh
hear
no,
me
it's all
well, though?
good. I figured just for your recording.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of audio work on this one for sure. But as long as you can hear me, can you hear me well?
Yeah, you're super clear.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, there's a little background stuff here. So again, you get the property right, you get the tenants right, okay? One of the 5, I'm gonna give you a few ways that you can find the right tenants, all right? Number 1, churches, okay? Churches are very good. Some of you go to the church, some of you know people that are in churches, right? A lot of times they have people that they're very good people, but they just can't qualify for a rental, or they don't know how to look, or they just came into the country, whatever the reason is. Those tend to be very, very good tenants, long-lasting tenants. We're only looking for long-lasting tenants. That's how you make your money, all right? Period. You want long-lasting tenants that are not entitled, but are going to work with you, because every tenant or resident, I call them, is a relationship, right? So write this down. Real estate is resources and relationship, period. Okay? Resources and relationship. You're the landlord, so you have the resource. Now you have to have a resident that is going to be having a good relationship with you, right? Again, that is exceptional. Like I have rentals that people have been in there 3 years already. No issues. And any issue, they do call me. And sometimes it is a drag. You're like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of a flip. I'm in the middle of this. But when I see who it is that's calling me, I'm excited because I know that number 1, they're already thinking of solutions, right? They want this relationship to work, right? So I will bend over backwards. I'll do a somersault. I'll go down there and figure it out, right? Because I know how valuable they are to my business, and I know they know how valuable I am to them. All right. So that's the relationship you really, really want to build. Okay. Now that you have some of the resources, you have rent data, Rent data is very good. It tells you all of the list of rentals. So yes, can you rent houses and properties out of your state? Yes, 100%. Now, is it harder? It can be challenging, but if you use some of these skills and principles, you should be fine. All right. Again, you're using the skill of finding a property low, being able to know the actual rental rates, but you need a property manager or you need somebody that's handyman that knows the stuff. You trust them. Okay. Again, resource, you have the property and the work, and you have to have a good relationship. Okay. So again, as you're getting a good tenant, you need to talk to some realtors, some brokers. They are dealing with people that can't qualify for a loan right now. They need a place to rent. It works. Okay. Excuse me. So you have your churches, then you have your rental, your real estate agents and brokers. Okay. You can even talk to title companies and say, hey, listen, some of the deals have they not closed? Just reach out to me. I have a house available. Very simple. That's one way as well. Right. So those are a few ways that you could do it. Again, you could do it yourself by listing it on, Zillow. I'll show you how to do that. You could even, excuse me, and this is a secret that I haven't seen anybody talk about. You could even list a room for rent on Zillow. And they ask you, I had to look for it this time. I couldn't find it before because we just shot it on Facebook and it was already rented, done. But I said, wait a minute, I need a diversified clientele here. All right. So I said, let me try something new. So I'll show you also a little tutorial on how to do that. You could rent room by rent. That's one way that you could keep the income coming in no matter what. If you don't want to have the long standing relationship with just one family, definitely do room to rent. Okay. However, but you're dealing with different personalities, different everything. You definitely want a good, solid foundation. Now that's for another episode because that's some very intricate details with that one. But those are different opportunities. Okay. So you have churches, you have realtors that could give you leads. Okay. You're listing it. You have beautiful pictures. You're good to go there. You know how much it's supposed to rent for, but you're being smart. You're saying, I want to be aggressive with the rental. So if the rental rate in a certain area is $1,750, and it ain't gonna hurt you to be $1,650. Now you have a whole pool of different clientele. Okay. And they're ready to get in your house. While everybody else is like, oh, I'm waiting for $1,750. You already got your stuff rented and you're moving forward. You got your customer and you're moving forward. Okay. I don't like houses sitting for too much time at all because they're here as an asset, okay, to generate income for you. And that's what we want you to do, okay? So you got your churches, you got your realtors and brokers. You also can utilize property managers. Now, of course, they're going to sell you and say, hey, listen, we want a property manager, what have you. But 9 times out of 10, that's not bad at all. It's 10% of your money. It's less headache. They probably have a whole plethora of different customers there. And that's easy, very easy to reach out to any of them. And they can give you a lot of the game in a certain area that you might not even live in. I love calling property managers and be like, hey, listen, how do you think this rental market is going? They will tell me everything because that's their business. That's what they do every single day. They want to make sure that the customers are good. They want to add to their portfolio of people. All right. So again, they want good business. You're a landlord, you're different now. You have an asset, a resource, and everybody wants that relationship. Okay. So again, property managers are legendary. You meet a good one, they will know everything about a city. They will tell you what is in a certain district. Say, for instance, city water and sewer, they could tell you everything about a property. Oh, 1960s properties. Oh, they used to have this floor plan. I mean, they can blow your mind. So I would say definitely reach out to a property manager. All right. So please do not do this. Families and friends, don't rent to them. I mean, I love it all. It's all amazing, but it's definitely a conflict of interest. All right. Now, Again, you can always have family stay over and be in your houses or whatever. But once it comes to paperwork and money and this type of stuff, I would say stray away from it. Also, I mean, I'm giving some folks a shot at this particular time. Young folks, it's harder to rent to young folks because they're not invested. We've definitely been told that and understand that they're not invested into the house, right? So you have to really vet who you're talking to. Sit down. We have a list of questions I always ask them as tenants and residents, but you have to ask certain questions. You also have to have certain pieces of paperwork that also make sure tenant insurance, make sure they have tenant insurance, right? You also want to make sure you have warranty on all of your appliances, right? And make sure that they pay for it. Now, that's a new thing I just learned from this old school investor. Blew my mind. That's why I'm excited to talk about this, because he says he even bonds the contract. Now that's crazy. So that means that he takes very little deposit, but make sure that their bond is double the rent. In other words, they have to pay when they leave. If they mess up the property or whatnot, they have to pay. And that's a third party going after them, not you. And that blew my mind. So again,
What does a bond on the property mean?
so that means that it's a surety bond. So it's like a bond that is basically saying that this is $2,000 that this person is going to owe if they don't. It's like insurance, basically. It really is insurance. Now you sent me some paperwork.
Gotcha. And that's something different than just tenant insurance?
Yeah, definitely different than tenant insurance.
Okay.
So tenant insurance insures a lot of their property, the person's property. And you make sure that you have your name on these contracts, okay? Make sure you have your business. I always say, always have an LLC with this. You need to have your LLC on the tenant insurance and on any bond or anything that you have with this property. All right, the warranties, all that stuff. Even though that they're paying for this, you need to make sure that you're also supported, okay? And if tenants, residents are really good with it. I haven't had any issues. Sometimes I don't take them. I'm just gonna be honest, because I'm a little street with it. I know who I'm talking to. I'm gonna, validate what they're gonna do. However, as we scale, right, we're doing that right now. As we scale, I can't meet everybody in person all the time. I have to tell somebody else, hey, listen, what is the profile on this person? What's their criminal history? And that doesn't really take, now, again, that's for another story. Criminal history and all that stuff doesn't matter if you look at the person, you know that they're on the right road, okay? But to scale, we look at a few different profiles and say, okay, this one sounds like a more longer term tenant, right? I can tell even by their conversation if they're going to be a longer term tenant. Very simple. And we're going to do a few skits about it because it's really incredible, right? So somebody's calling you and, you reach out to them, hey, we're about to have a showing, and they don't show. Even if they call back the next day, I never use it, and we're not going to do business, okay? That's a no call, no show. If you did that on your job, you're fired, okay? You did that in this rental application. I mean, there's nothing we can do. We already kind of see how you're going to maintain throughout. So these little skills, another investor told me, they watched the person viewed their rental, they would have somebody else go take a look at their car, the person's car, right? Not what they were driving, but how they kept their car, right? That was a lot of game right there, because I never even thought to do that. Also, another way that you can make sure that you have the right tenant. Yes, Turo.
No, I didn't even mean to. I wanted a thumbs up because that makes
Oh,
sense
yeah.
how the person keeps their car. You could tell how they keep the house, how they keep the home, and everything like that. So yeah, details.
Definitely. It's really incredible. These are very little things, but they add up, right? Another person told me, and I've done this part too. They said go and drive by where they're living at, right? One time I drove by and it was a shed. It wasn't a real address. So it's like, I was like, oh, okay, well, this person's gonna have to say something about this, right? But what people do and what old school investors do is they definitely reach out to their previous landlord right? To make sure that it's a real person. They look also in the court records, which a lot of the stuff you can get now with one little search, but you need to go and drive by where they used to live. That's a good way, right? Why are they leaving? Ask them that question. Is the house really being sold? You know, a lot of tenants or residents say that, oh, the house I'm staying at is being sold. You go online, there's no such sale happening, right? Ridiculous. But that happens, right? So again, it's always that due diligence. I'm a nerd, so I mean, even if it doesn't look like that, I be in the computer, all right? I be deep, right? Because, and then I always meet people because you want to have the best relationship. If I'm not best person for you, I want you to find the best person or best fit for you, right? So I had a young lady. She filled out the application, was very excited to come to my room to rent, co-living space, and she came over there and she sounded really good. Oh my God, she was legendary. I had my team talk to her as well the same day. And I sat down. She didn't know I was the owner, but I sat down and I just said, hey, man, just talk to me a little bit. And she started talking. She didn't know who I was, but she started saying some stuff. So I said, hey, you know, so how do you deal with conflict? That's the question. I mean, I look like I'm young, but I'm just going to, she was young. She was 28, you know, and she was young, and she said, well, I deal like conflict like this. If anybody says anything, and I said, oh, really? She started doing this, and I was like, you out. You are, in my mind, I couldn't tell her that right then and there, but in my mind, you were finished. Because you're going to fight any of these people that are there, right? We want to know how you're dealing with conflict. We want to know, how do you deal with, you know, any of these little things that happen? How do you deal with maintenance? You know, are you going to be available when I call you, and are you going to be reaching and scrambling for the rent? We need to know these things. That's why they ask for your history, right? So again, get a detailed history and know where you're picking these folks from, okay? Because we want healthy, long-standing relationships when you're in the rentals, all right? All right, so even if you're scaling, having good relationships with your trades, we're going to turn these properties. That means get them right for the next tenant, and the leasing people, right? That's when you have more than 10 properties. I mean, I think personally you could manage 5 properties by yourself. But however, depending on your time, right? Know what you really want to do. You want to relax and have it on autopilot? Well, get a property manager that really knows the game, right? And is kind of like a person that's going to whip these people into shape, right? Not really, but they're going to be respected, right? Not made a fool of, right? Because you want folks, your people, right, to respect the authority of the rental management. You know, management is coming. Let me keep this property clean. Management checkups. Hey, let me keep this property right. You know, they're following the guidelines and the rules. All right. So rentals can definitely bring you a lot of income. Think about it like this. If you haven't thought about it, I want you to think about it like this. You had 10 properties, you own them free and clear, and the rental rate is $1,000 a month. That's a good income to live on. All right. So again, I could take that same one property and make $10,000 out of it. All right. There's many different ways to do that. Right. Rentals doesn't have to be just a family. It doesn't have to be room to rent. It could be bed to rent. Okay. So that means that people that are in the halfway house system that are coming out of prison need to transform their life. The government pays $600 a bed, right? And they don't need a lot of money, right? They don't need a lot of things, right? That's one way. That's a rental, okay? Assisted living. I am a very conservative man, so I always say $2,500 per bed, but it's not true. It's always more. But for a low, remember, I always like to keep my numbers low. I say 2,500, but it's already from 3,500 to $6,000 per bed. And you're making an impact in both of these scenarios, which I love the most, right? You know, I'm very heavy in the community. but it's also a great business that contributes to not only the economy of people that are working, but also the people that are being impacted, because they're going to tell other people about the halfway house or the house of, rehab that you've given them, right? Even for the room to rent. We just had one person leave. They were sad that they were leaving, but they told other people about it. It's no joke. Word of mouth is still legendary. Legendary. So again, always remember that and keep that in mind. Okay. There's another set of houses that you can make $10,000 a month out of one house. Okay. Group homes. There's also, you can have one youth, one person, right? That is on a trach and all of these other stuff that needs that nurse by their side, but they need a property. That's another way, right? You could actually rent the house to nursing homes. You didn't know that, right? That's legendary stuff, right? You could rent it to the military, right? So you don't even have to worry. The military has relocation money. They have relocation people. They'll send them straight to you, right? You have a partnership, an agreement, all of that. This is what people are really doing. And not long from now, I'm going to actually have somebody that's actually doing a group home on here so they can tell us exactly how the process is. Yes, I have built an assisted living. My partner kept it. And so I know the numbers of that. That's easy for me. But the group home, I've seen his group home. He has 3 of them in Cocoa. Fantastic model. And he really cares about these people because the youth is the only thing that really matters to the youth population growing and creating opportunities. The elderly people, they're a population that is need, right? We have aging parents, aging family. They need these services, right? I don't want my parents to be in that type of environment, not a home. I want them to be in a home, right? That they can feel loved, cared for. These are real things, right? So I'm very passionate about that stuff. But it's a great rental business. Okay, you have 2 of these. One lady is saying she's making 48,000 a year off of one house, right? And that's a house that she has a small mortgage on, and that's real rental income. Okay. Um, Again, still resource and relationship. When you get and join the Real Estate Deal Lab community, you'll learn a lot of how to utilize and how to get these resources very cheap or low or even free, right? In order to make the impact, okay, over here, right? That little money, that generational wealth that you create helps your family, right? Helps also communities. I employ people. I love that, right? It's exciting because, people need those opportunities and you're helping, right? At any given moment, again, these rentals are real. It really makes money. I want each and every one of you to at least think of it and create that opportunity. Again, I think I'm rolled up here. Networking, okay? Networking is key for building the business, okay? Can't stress that enough. Networking. How do you network for the assisted living? You need to be at nursing functions. You need to go to the Chamber of Commerce. You need to go to BAWS, which we have BAWS here, and that is aged health, right? Look up age health and wherever you're living, wherever you're at, and look for different services that are offered, right? And go and mingle at those networking events. Every one of them have their own trade shows. Same thing for group homes. Go to the state. The state employs the folks. So all of the information is online. Okay, we're gonna list them because I love that stuff. I'm gonna list them when you join the real estate. If you're already in it, you're already gonna get it. So I'm excited about that, right? So you have your assisted living, you have the group homes, and also what they call my cousin calls it the halfway house because he went through it. So that's what he's taught me a lot. I'm like, oh my God, this is all that is needed. So obviously I'm thinking where to put one, where I need to get one, right? And again, this is because I'm living a real life. At the end of the day, I only can talk to the people I see and know, and that I could read and create these things. But these are real avenues for generational wealth and huge impacts to a community because they're needed, right? So networking in the specific field. Okay. You want to rent to folks that are needing assisted living, you need to go network there. You need to network where, you just have straight families and stuff. You need to network. Where they go? Churches. Where do they go? Oh, ball games, right? Football, all that stuff. You need to go and network there. Go on the mom groups, right? This is your business. So make it fun, but also intentional. Okay. When you're doing intentional stuff, you're going to have intentional uh, reactions. Okay. Any questions there? Pretty good. All right. All right. Now, Terrell, I'm gonna lean on you real quick. Now that I've shared some rental opportunities, what the rental opportunity do you see yourself getting into?
Okay. I like the nursing home and I like the assistant living. The group home got me. The group home really, I never knew that you could do something like that before. So I think that will be all right. Can I list them from like 1
Yeah,
to 5? All right,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So I'll do group home will be number 1. Nursing home will be number 2. Military was pretty interesting, so I'll make that number 3. Number 4 will be did I say assistant living already? Number 4, assistant living, and then I will do the bed to rent for my number 5.
Room
Yeah,
to room to rent. Yeah. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And again, these are amazing avenues, right? And it's beautiful. I'm glad that you're here to hear about these things. 'Cause I want your mind to just like start to get into it, and before you know it, you're gonna be like, wait, and this is another place you can start to say, all right, let me look up assisted livings for sale, right? That's the next step. Boom, done. Then you say, wait a minute, LoopNet has all of this assisted livings for sale. Let me see how much one costs. Let me see how much financing I can get for this. And that's where I want you to start to do. And as you start to build that rapport, that's what's happening right now. That first set of conversations. So I'm excited about that. Very good, very good. Akeem, how you doing? Oh, you over there quiet? I can't hear you. All right, all right. Justin,
What's up?
nothing much, nothing much. So now that you heard some of these ideas and concepts, which one appealed to you more, and what are you thinking?
Um, I might take option C off the plate of midterm rentals.
Yep.
Right now, what I'm looking at is trying to get nurses
Okay,
because we're close to a couple of hospitals,
right,
and I'm in a different situation because I don't know how long term I want to be in the area.
right,
So I really like the idea of group homes and assisted living and nursing homes, but I think that's a long-term commitment. And I
right.
don't know if I'm ready to make that kind of commitment. That's why I'm thinking more about the midterm rental market until I know for sure if I want to stay in the area longer.
And I love that you said that, Justin. Excuse me. I love that you said that because again, it's all about you understanding, do I really want to touch a toilet? Do I really want to, you know, you don't have to do what I do. I was out at Home Depot just a little bit ago, and then I put this shirt on just for y'all. You know what I mean? Some people don't need to do that. You know what I mean? So it's all about individualizing this journey for yourself. And that's why I always tell people jump on the Real Estate Deal Lab community. And then the first thing, we kind of come up with a plan that makes sense to you. So I love that you did that because that is the key. Um, the having those short-term rentals for the nurses that are traveling nurses. Again, beautiful business model, right? Because they get that stipend and they usually, they might need a house that they like, right? Same thing with airports. There's this thing called crash pads, right? And that's just for airport pilots and their hostesses, right? And they travel and they review, and that's another avenue as well. So I love that you said that. And those are all short term. You could block your calendar out. You could move to your mom's house, come back, and say, "All right, I still have my house, but I made income that month. I made the mortgage that month. I had money to go travel this month. You know what I mean? So you can individualize that to yourself. Love that, Justin. And we don't want to lose you, Justin. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but Brazil might be calling me back. So
Brazil is a beautiful place. Brazil is calling me now as we speak.
Go to Brazil. Go to Brazil.
Brazil already called me. I know what you mean, man. Oh man, I have one guest I want to bring just real quick, and then we'll wrap up. I love that you all are here. Give me 1 second.
Too. I mean, we didn't
Improv
rehearse this.
All right, so this is Deputy Mayor Felix. This was his last day here, but love this guy. All right, love this guy right here. So talk to me. We were just talking about rentals. I talked a little bit about some concepts. What is your? We did a deal together.
Yes.
How was that? First off, I just want to know. How was it? Tell me.
No, it was great. It's probably one of the. I've done a few real estate deals in my lifetime, but I can tell you in terms of seamless, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Never could have imagined
Right.
A real estate deal would be as simple. It's quick, it's simple, it's clear.
And now he has my network. Now he has my network.
Yeah.
He doesn't even talk to me. I had to grab him right now. Hey, come over here.
But no, certainly it was quite an experience, because the idea of having a real estate deal within 10 days.
Yeah.
From the time I've seen the property, the deal was presented to me, looked at the property, I went, let's just do it. It takes roughly about 10 days with a lender already ready. The deal comes with a lender. And I love the idea, the fact that kind of deal where it doesn't count against my credit. Right now, if you pull my, financial statement, I mean, yes, it's an asset, but it's not a debt in terms of the bank. No bank will see that. It's just the nature of the deal itself. So I truly appreciate that, because due to my current situation right now, a bank would never approve me in the last two deals, right? As quick,
Right.
Nobody asked me for my social security number. No one asked me for 2 months worth of statement, 2 months, 2 years worth of tax return. None of that stuff. I mean, I was blown away. So, I appreciate the connection. Now, direct access.
Now he has direct access. He don't even talk to me. He has my people. He doesn't even need me, but
that's what I did. That's the experience. That's a value added, right? That's a value added. So we that's what we call for. That business, it is about making money, but it's also about empowering folks and be able to leverage your network with others, right? And guess what? I'm internally grateful, and certainly, and those relationship matters, right? Relationship matters. We've these guys will be friends, will be family, way past whether we don't close the deal together. So, I think relationship matters even in business, right? So it is critical.
Remember what I said: resources and relationship.
Yeah, certainly. As far as rental, man, my experience has been great. So I'm a little, I guess, not very traditional. So in that sense, I build enough of a network. I try not to go outside of that network, even for my clients. So folks that I currently have 2 duplexes, there's 4 units there, and I just acquired, 2 single family. So what I do, every single one of them. Now I'm working getting one prepared. So I reach within, even my tenants are on referral only. So those are folks that know me, I know them. If this gentleman next to me refer me someone, I don't necessarily need to run their credit. I know they're gonna be good people,
Mhm.
and that's how I operate. Every four of my 6 units right now, those are folks that are referral basis or I know personally. I lean on my pastors, local pastor friends, and they got people that need. So these are, they don't cost me a dime. They're good referrals and they're good people. They pay on time and they treat my place with dignity. So
And you built some amazing duplexes.
yeah.
And
I got a fourplex.
fourplex coming. Yeah. I have those last two. So like I said, relationship and resources. That deal that we did, I lined up some of my people. It was funded just like that. He came and I trust him. And again, you have to work with people you trust,
Yeah.
right? And you can trust by learning and talking with them for some time. I love this guy. So I'm glad I grabbed you
And
over here.
it's truly matter because I wanted to reinforce
Yeah.
the trust aspect is that, you know, that same homeowner,
Mhm.
when my wife and I went and looked at the house the day after you showed it to me, she's talking to me like we're friends already.
Right,
So
right.
without that relationship, that piece right there, I could have sort of pulled the rug under this gentleman's feet because the homeowner within we instantly clicked and so on and so forth. I'm like, no. I mean, I'm not gonna do that. And you know, sometimes or homeowners or the loyalty aspect.
Yeah.
So
Gotta always be careful with loyalty aspect with sellers at times.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, it was quite a great experience.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Very good.
All right.
And,
Gentlemen.
and you're gonna keep renting, of course.
Oh yeah,
creating
yeah, sir.
opportunities
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I do a little bit of both. I acquire existing. I don't have the patience and the stomach for the property this gentleman buy. I want things with no unknown, no surprise. That's why I chose the route of building new construction. So I've done 5 projects, 12 more duplexes. I'm working on my 6th project, which is a fourplex, and they'll be the first in Palm Bay. That's a piece I like.
That's very, very good.
Yeah, mine will be the catalyst
First.
for everybody else that
That's
will be
right.
first because people, folks that I spoke to, they didn't think that it was possible. I said, watch me.
That's
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I only hang out with the watch me type people, right?
Yeah.
Like, what? Just watch us.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, we'll make it happen.
He's making
Yeah.
it happen
Yeah.
regardless. Definitely the first the first
Oh,
quadplex.
quad, yeah.
First quadplex. And I was looking at some land over there, so
Yeah,
I might be the second. I don't know. I might be the second.
yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
very
sir.
good, very good product. I seen his stuff that he's built. Very good stuff. I remember when he was building it.
Yeah.
The pain.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The construction
Absolutely.
pain is real, but he got through it. And all of this is just persevering. You're dealing with resource and relationships. So remember that. And thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, leave them in the chat. And I'll see you at the closing table one day soon. All right. See ya.